Okay, should be recording. Okay, so I think today, if more people don't show, so I think we're going to start reviewing today, and maybe we'll keep it at a review for today, and then next week we'll do the fourth and final paragraph of the different types of children, right? So far we've done Hacham, the wise one. We've done Rasha, the wicked one. We've done Tam. Does anybody want to tell me what Tam means? What did we say? We said it's not the simple one. What did we say? We said it's the complete one.
Why we do things.
Yes, he's the one that asks why. He's more complete. He's more whole, right? Tam means wholesome or complete. So we have the wise, the wicked, the complete one, and then we're going to do the fourth one, which either will be. How about now? How about now?
Yep.
Okay. So we have the wise, the wicked, the complete, and then the fourth. Okay, hang on. Let me get different headphones.
Anymore. Now it's better.
How about now?
Now it's good.
Okay, so let's try this. So we have the wise, the wicked. Okay.
Put out again.
How about now?
Now it's back again.
Back again. Okay, so we're going to do it this. We're going to do this. Okay, repeat again. We have the wise, the wicked, the wholesome one, and then fourth and final one is a child that doesn't know how to ask. Okay, we're going to see what we do in a case like that, right? Some children, it might be your connection because
you cut out again.
I think it's your connection, Eugene.
I'm not getting any bad internet stuff. It's your internet. Cut out again. I can hear when it cuts out and comes back.
We hear you good, Charles. The fourth and final child, thanks, Richard, is the one that doesn't know how to ask, right? So we have the three other children. They start, right, by asking a question, and based on the type of question that they ask, we kind of give them a label, right? There's three different labels that we give them. We say, oh, you're very wise for asking that question. Oh, you're very wholesome for asking that question. Oh, you're very wicked for asking for that question, right? And then there's the kid that doesn't ask a question, right? There's a child that doesn't ask a question. So what do we do in that case? What do we do when the child doesn't ask a question, right? And so the Torah says, well, you can't ignore that child. That child still needs to learn. And if he's not going to ask a question, well, there's other ways to teach children, right? There's not only, it seems like the Torah's preferred way might be that the child ask the question and then you answer him based on what he asks, right? But if he doesn't ask, it doesn't absolve you from your obligation, right? Because what's the obligation that night? The obligation the night of Pesach, there's a mitzvah on every single parent to teach their kids the story of leaving Egypt. It's amazing how few mitzvot, right? There's one general mitzvah called chinuch, right? Which is a parent is obligated to teach their children in general mitzvot. Just there's a general idea, general mitzvah to teach your children. Hanoch la'na'ar al pi darko. Teach your child different mitzvot. So bring him to shul. Yeah, there's no It's not one of the 613 mitzvot to bring your child to shul, but the concept of chinuch yiladim is so powerful that it sometimes overrides certain things that we do. So, bring your children to shul, buy them a lulav to show them how to do lulav and etrog. Take them with you to, take them to light the candles with you, take them shopping for Shabbat. All these different things, you're teaching your child how to behave in the way of the Torah. And so that's a very, very important concept, although it's not one of the 613 mitzvot. There are few mitzvot that are actual one of the 613 mitzvot that is a direct commandment for you to do something to your child, right? The first one in the Torah, obviously, being Berit Milah, right? Berit Milah, an 8-day-old baby, can't perform Berit Milah on himself. It's just not possible. So it's a mitzvah on the father to do the Berit Milah on his child, right? And so nowadays we hire a mohel and we do all these things, but it's the mitzvah on the father to do it for his child. It's not a mitzvah for the child to do it unto himself unless he gets to a certain age and it's still not done. Then it's a mitzvah for himself. But when the child's born, it's a mitzvah on the father to do it to his child. And so Pesach, the night of Pesach, is another one of these mitzvot where it's a mitzvah on the father to do something for his child. What's the something? It's to say the story of how we left Egypt, how we left from being slaves and became free. Right? This is the prime teaching night, right, of Yetziat Mitzrayim, and how we left Egypt and we received the Torah and we became a free people. Pesach night, the Seder night, is the night that the mitzvah of teaching your child this story is one of the 613 mitzvot in the Torah, right? And so what pasuk in the Torah is that, right? So it says here in this paragraph, the one that doesn't know how to ask, at petachlo, you have to open up to him.
Thought we were only gonna review it.
I think we're going to explain this paragraph. It's a very, very short paragraph, so there's only 3 lines. So I think we're going to explain this paragraph, read it a few times, and then next week we'll do a grand review. So at petachlo, you open up to him and you start the conversation. Shene'emar, right? So how do I know that I'm supposed to open up and start the conversation with him? It says vehigadata levincha Bayom hahu lemor, and you should vehigadata. What's vehigadata? You should. Anybody remember what this means? We explained it 3 weeks ago. Right, we mentioned that there's a few different verbs for the word like saying or telling, right? We said there's omer, right, which is to say. There's daber, which is to say forcefully. And then there's lehagid. Does anybody remember what?
Repeat.
Almost. It's to repeat in your own words. It's not to repeat word for word, but it's to say it in your own words. So vehigadata levincha, right? You should say to your children in your own words, bayom hahu. What's bayom hahu? What day are we talking about?
This day.
Pesach. We're talking about Pesach, right?
Yeah.
Right, so we should say to our children in your own words, on that day, lemor, right? And what should we say to him in our own words? Ba'avur ze asa Adonai li beseti min Misraim, right? And because of this, right? What's this? Right, we'll see what this is. Asa Adonai li, Hashem did for me, Beseti min Misraim, when we left Egypt. I wonder what they write as what the this is. Whoops. Right. It's because of this, right? What are we doing tonight? Because of this, all this that you see, that Asa Adonai li Beseti min Misraim, that Hashem did for me, or for us, really, we're talking about the global us, when we left Egypt, right? Although, if we're saying it in our own words, it is a little bit personalized, right? It's Hashem did this for me because, this is who we are. This is, I'm saying it in my own words. I feel that Hashem did this for me in this way, right? Another family might explain the reasoning and their purpose of leaving Egypt and what it means to be free in a different way. And that's totally fine because it's actually preferred like that because we have the mitzvah of vehigadta is to say it in your own words, right? Vehigadta and the word Hagada are very similar. Um, they come from the same root word of lehagid, hagad, to say over in your own words. So I want to read this paragraph a couple of times so we get the feel for how the paragraph is supposed to be said. Now it's interesting that we read this paragraph, right? And it really ends at Betzetim Mitzrayim. But the way that we read it, we kind of continue on into the next paragraph. There's no real reason for it, right? We shouldn't really do that. It's just the way that we were taught is just to continue, not to end at this paragraph. But I'm going to end it at this paragraph because it's the end of the subject matter, right? Most people, they read it, right? They just continue to the next paragraph. But it's not necessarily, the proper grammatical way to do it. Yachol Merosh Chodesh is a totally new topic, talking about when does this mitzvah of Vehigata levincha start, right? So it's not totally new topic, but it's kind of ends the 4 sons. It ends at the end of it, and then Yachol Merosh Chodesh is a totally new subject matter, right? It's not totally new; it's somewhat related, but we're gonna end it at the end of this short paragraph here. Okay, so let's read it. Let's try to read it together. I'll read it very slowly, and I want to see if everybody can read it with me. We'll do it a few times. Okay, on 3, 1, 2, 3. Veshe'eno yodeya lish'ol at petach lo ne'emar vehigadta lebincha bayom hahu lemor ba'avur ze asa Adonai li beseti mimisrayim. Let's do that again. Veshe'eno yodeya lish'ol at petach lo ne'emar vehigadta lebincha bayom hahu lemor ba'avur ze asa Adonai li beseti mimitzrayim. Let's do that one more time. Veshe'eno yodeya lish'ol at petach lo shene'emar vehigadta levincha bayom hahu lemor ba'avur ze asa Adonai li beseti mimisrayim. Good, very good. Okay, I want to just review, right? The Hacham, he's asking, what are you doing? The Rasha is also asking, what are you doing? But what's the difference?
He's saying, why are we doing this? Let's just do something else that we want to do.
Exactly. He's calling it
I
work.
kind of like staying up till 9 o'clock at night. 9, 10. I've seen some that have gone till midnight, but not. I've heard about some that's gone till midnight.
Yeah, and so, right, if you don't want to be doing it, right, why would you stay up till midnight doing it? So,
well, for us it's 10, sometimes 11, 11:30, but rarely.
Right, but I'm saying, like, if it's so late,
I can't say that.
the Rasha might rather go to sleep, right? So he doesn't want to be there. right? And the
I
Tam, what does
want
the
to
Tam
be
ask?
there. I'm
You
not
want
going
to
to be the Rasha in this case.
no, but
But
then if you want to be there, then you're not the Rasha, right? So the Tam is
I
more
have
of
to
you
be there
know.
for ending the Afikoman, so I get the prize that I'd get anyways. But
Okay, that's a good
anyways,
enough reason, right? And then the
anyways,
Tam is
I'll stay up
asking
anyways
the
because the
Tam,
food's always the best there.
the Tam is asking more of like why? All those children that ask why, but why, but why? So the Tam is kind of in that boat where he's asking why. He's not asking to as a joke. He's asking for real, like why are we doing this, right? And
When I
then you
ask
have
why are we doing this, I'm not like, why are we doing this? We shouldn't be.
no, but so you have to wait. You shouldn't say the second part of your question. If you say, why are we doing this? Let someone answer you before you say, oh, we shouldn't be, right? If you say,
Yeah.
why are we doing this? And then you wait for the answer, so great, that's the time. But if you already say, why are you doing this? You shouldn't be doing it, then that's more like the Rasha, right? You say you shouldn't be doing it. Okay, well, hold on. Let's understand what we're doing and why we're doing it before you say we shouldn't be doing it, right? So that's the tam. And she'eno yodea lish'ol, it really seems like he's really silent, right? He's just sitting there. Nobody knows what's going on in his head. And so you open up to him. And what do you tell him? Eugene, what do you tell him? If he doesn't say anything, what do you tell him?
This is why God took me out of Egypt.
Right. And you have to explain to him what the this is, right? And every family's this is going to be slightly different, right? And so you say it in your own words, right? If each family says it in their own words, they may get to a different conclusion, but um, I suspect that most, if not all, families will have a very good reason as to why Hashem took us out, what we're doing today, right? We have the Torah, we follow the Torah to lead our lives. Okay, I want to start from the top and read all the four sons together. I know it's a lot, but let's read all four sons together um, and then we will wrap it up for today. So let's start from the top. We'll read it slowly. I'll read along, and let's see where we get to. Okay, on three. One, two, three. Hacham,
Hacham,
mahu
Mahu Omer,
omer, ma ha'edot,
Ma'azdot,
ve'hachukim,
Him,
ve'hamishpatim,
Hamishpatim,
asher
Shel
tzivah
Tziva,
Adonai
Adonai,
Eloheinu
Enu,
etchem
An,
af ata
Ata,
emor lo
Molo,
kehilchot
Yuchot,
hapesach
Pesach,
en maftirin
Natim,
ahar hapesach
Pesach,
afikomen
Afikomi,
rasha mahu omer
Nahume,
ma
Nafota,
ha'avodah hazot
Hazot,
lachem
Lachem,
לכם
Lachem,
ולא לו
Velolo,
ולפי שהוציא
Mishim, Si,
את עצמו מן
Etachmo,
הכליו
Lai,
כפר
Ah,
בעיקר
Itao,
אף אתה
Ah,
הקהה את שיניו ואמור לו
Lo,
בעבור זה
Ze,
עשה
Sa,
אדוני לי
Adonai,
בצאתי ממצרים
Naim,
לי
Li,
ולא
Velo,
לו,
Lo,
ואילו
Lo,
היה
Ya,
שם,
Ra,
לא
Lo,
היה
Ya, Mi,
נגאל.
Al,
תם,
Ham,
מה הוא
Nahu,
אומר,
Omen,
מה זאת,
Mazot,
ואמרת אליו
Love,
בחוזק
So,
יד,
Ya,
הוציאנו אדוני
Nam,
ממצרים
Naim,
מבית
Into
עבדים,
Adim,
ושאינו יודע לשאול,
Shol,
את
Ha,
פתח
Ha,
לו,
Lo,
שנאמר,
Ma,
והגדת לבנך ביום
Yom,
ההוא
Ahul,
לאמור,
No,
בעבור זה
Se,
עשה
Ra,
אדוני
Adonai,
לי Beseti Misraim. Very good. Excellent. Good. We got that all together in one nice reading. So I think we can cut out that part and let everyone listen to that on loop so that they're prepared for the Haggadah on the Seder night. Okay. Any questions before we sign off for today?
Can I show you something not related to class?
Okay, after class, let me just say goodbye to who's on. Okay, thanks, Cohens, for listening
can't
in.
hear
Have
you.
fun. Have fun at the ski trip.
Still can't. It's bad.